At this time, I would like to invite Pam Damoff, Parliamentary Secretary to the Minister of Indigenous Services and Member of Parliament for Oakville North-Burlington, to provide remarks.
Thank you very much. And just before I begin, I'd like to thank you for inviting us here today. And I have a gift of an offering of tobacco for you, Janice, and sweetgrass for you, Chief Hill. Well, this is a good day. You know, as an elected official, it's not often that you get to do something that is so transformational, and I'd like to thank Minister Catherine McKenna, my friend and an incredible Canadian and parliamentarian, for making this happen today. Thank you also to Janice Montour, Chief Hill, Amos for the lovely Thanksgiving address, and the survivors. I just want to thank you for being here in a place that it does not bring warm memories to you, and the fact that you were able to be here today. We're incredibly grateful to you. I'd also like to acknowledge that we're gathered on the traditional territory of the neutral Anishinaabe and Haudenosaunee people. And I'd like to extend greetings and messages of fellowship and friendship from Indigenous Services Minister Mark Miller and Crown and Indigenous Relations Minister Carolyn Bennett, who couldn't be here today. The Woodland Cultural Center, as you know, works to preserve and share First Nations culture, languages, and art. I first met the folks from Save the Evidence campaign at a performance of the Mush Hole in Burlington in March of 2020, just before our world changed. I found out why it was called the Mush Hole, because the kids were served oatmeal that was often cold and often had maggots in it. And since that first conversation, back in March of 2020, I've supported the vision for the museum to document and preserve artifacts from across the region. This center generously invites visitors in through educational programs and tours, and it's a gift to share this knowledge with outsiders and help Canadians who need to learn more about residential schools, while also offering a healing space for the community. The federal and provincial funding being announced today will assist the Six Nations of the Grand River, Wada Mohawks, and the Mohawks of the Bay of Quinte to fulfill their vision for this center and restore the building in order to establish a national cultural historical site, if that's the route that you wish to follow. This funding also responds to the Truth and Reconciliation Commission calls to action 72 to 76. This initiative has from the beginning been led by First Nations and supported overwhelmingly by the communities in order to fulfill the needs of healing from the wrongs of residential schools. The Government of Canada is committed to advancing reconciliation in partnership with Indigenous communities. Today's announcement demonstrates that continued collaboration between Indigenous communities and the federal and provincial governments results in the creation of opportunities where Indigenous peoples can lead the way on the path forward to achieve reconciliation. Much work remains, and $1 million, but today's announcement is another step taken towards reconciliation.